Hello guys. Today we will be continuing our journey and looking through the new hero talent coming in the War Within. So today is the Templar build for the Protection Retribution Paladin. Once again, this spec is going to be between prot or red, so you can choose it whether it doesn't matter if you're red or prot. So let's just get started. The first one is going to be Light's Guidance. This one is going to be available already at level 71. So for the protection side, IF tier is replaced with Hammer of Light for 12 seconds after its cast. Red Wake of Ashes is replaced with Hammer of Light for 12 seconds after its cast. So what is Hammer of Light? Well, Hammer of Light. Hammer down your enemy with the power of the light, dealing holy damage to the target and up to four nearby enemies. Additionally, call down Empyrean hammers from the sky to strike 3 nearby enemies for holy power. Cost 5 holy power. So this is gonna be a massive holy power dumper. The only thing I'm a bit unsure about is it says here it's striking, dealing holy damage to the target and up to 4 nearby enemies. Additionally, call down Empyrean hammers from the sky to strike 3 nearby enemies. Is this just random 3 enemies, or is this 3 per 4 nearby enemies hit? I don't know. Hopefully it's just 3 additional, because if it would be 3 per 4 nearby enemy, then it's just going to be massive, yeah. Next one down. Shake the Heavens. After casting Hammer of Light, you call down an Empyrean hammer on a nearby target every 2 seconds for 8 seconds. That could be massive. So far I'm really getting a really strong hammered in Diablo vibe. Could be pretty fun. On the left side, Templar's Watch. Hammer of Light and Eye of Tear deal 30% increased damage when striking only one enemy. The amount is reduced by 6% for each additional enemy struck. Okay. So a bit more single target, but it can still be used in AoE. Yeah. And on the Retribution side, Hammer of Light and Wake of Ashes deal 30% increased damage when striking only one enemy. The amount is reduced by 6% for each additional target struck. So these kinds of weird placements are choice notes in the new system. So this one, Templar's Watch, we just read, is going to be a choice note up against For Whom the Bell Tolls. Divine Toll grants up to 100% increased damage to your next 3 judgments when striking only one enemy. This amount is reduced by 20% for each additional target. So this gives a lot to Divine Toll, and Divine Toll, especially as a prot paladin, is probably one of the most amazing things you can press. It's just pressing a button and it just feels amazing. And the last one here on the right side, Empyrean Hammer. When Empyrean Hammer critical strikes, 60% of its damage is dealt to nearby enemies. Enemies hit by this effect deal 5% reduced damage to you for 8 seconds. This one is going to be massive. Because this means that if you have a decent amount of crits, for instance, just a prot paladin, and you use your Hammer of Light, you hammer down with the power of the light, blah blah blah, call down Empyrean hammers from the sky to strike 3 enemies. So these 3 enemies that are placed just like this, 1, 2, 3, each of them, when Empyrean hammer crits, 60% of the damage is just going to radiate. That could be so satisfying. Enemies hit with this effect deal 5% reduced damage to you for 8 seconds. So really strong for the protection, just as a second passive damage reduction. Sacrosanct Crusade, butchering the name completely. On the protection side, when you cast IF tier, gain Shield of Vengeance at 10% effectiveness. Okay, And for red, it's the same just by casting Wake of Ashes. That could be pretty nice. Higher Calling. Protection. Crusader Strike, Hammer of Wrath, and Judgment extend the duration of Shake the Heavens by 1 second. Okay. So this is the one above it. After casting Hammer of Light, you call down Empyrean Hammer to a nearby target every 2 seconds for 8 seconds. Blah, 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 blah. And this Empyrean Hammer that is just being passively brought down for like every 2 seconds for 8 seconds, when that one crits, it's going to radiate as well. So you can extend it by using Crit, Hammer of Wrath, and Judgment. And as a retribution, you can extend it by using Crusader Strike, Hammer of Wrath, and Blade of Justice. Okay. On the right side, we have another choice node, Bond of Fellowship. You receive 20% less damage from Blessing of Sacrifice, and each time its target takes damage, you gain 4% movement speed up to 40%. Okay. Or Unrelenting Charger. Divine Steed lasts 2 seconds longer and increases your movement speed by an additional 30% for the first 3 seconds. Okay. I mean, the movement speed from the Divine Steed is nice, and you can use it because Paladin equals wheelchair class. But why would you take this over the Bond of Fellowship? Like, you receive 20% less damage from Blessing of Sacrifice. That could be massive. Once again, a lot of the hero trees so far are emphasizing on going away from a traditional 1 healer, 1 tank, 3 DPS combo, and really emphasizing in that maybe you don't need a healer. So if you play your cards right and use, for instance, as a prot Paladin, you use your sacrifice a bit more right now, as it is right now in the game. It's not that strong. It has been nerfed a couple of times. So if you could use this to get it back, that could be massive. Plus of the passive damage reduction from just the Empyrean Hammers just blasting everything. Yeah. Undisputed Ruling. Hammer of Light applies Judgment to its target and increased your haste by 15% for 6 seconds. And protection. Additionally, IF grants 3 holy power. Okay. Hammerfall. For the protection side, Shield of Righteous and Word of Glory call down an Empyrean Hammer on nearby enemy. While Shake the Heavens is active, this effect calls down an additional Empyrean Hammer. Okay. Retribution. Templar's Verdict and Divine Storm called down an Empyrean Hammer to a nearby enemy. While Shake the Heavens is active, this effect also calls down another hammer. And please remember, all of these should synergize with each other. So, for instance, as protection, you can more or less have 100% uptime on your damage reduction from Empyrean Hammer. You can get an insanely amount of just passive AoE cleave using Shake the Heavens and Empyrean Hammer. All of this also goes into the rest of the skill trees, and using Word of Glory, once again, maybe going away from a healer. As a healer main, I'm not that excited about it, but once again, it could be super awesome to see what they can figure out with this. A lot of the top players in the world can definitely make something like this go, like, if it's not proportionally done right and the numbers are just a bit off, this is going to escalate so fast. The last choice node on the left side, Endless Wrath. Calling down an Empyrean Hammer has a 10% chance to reset the cooldown of Hammer of Wrath and make it usable on any target regardless of their health. Or Sanctification. Casting Judgment increased the damage of Empyrean Hammer by 10% for 10 seconds. Multiple application may overlap. Okay. So, does Sanctification, as for instance, if you're going like for a Retribution build on this, because remember, this is prot / Retribution Paladin, could you use something like Divine Toll, throw out 5 Judgments, Could that give you increased Empyrean Hammer damage by 10% 5 times, so 50%? Going into Shake the Heavens, going into Empyrean Hammer. That's gonna be... yeah. Plus you also get 15% haste. Okay. Like, so far, this seems really, really hard to balance. Because a lot of these really synergize extremely well, which they should, to be honest. And the last one, Light's Deliverance. You gain a stack of Light's Deliverance when you call down an Empyrean Hammer. At 50 stacks, casting Hammer of Light empowers you for 12 seconds to cast Hammer of Light for an additional time for free. Okay. Like, this seems really, really strong. Like, it can do a lot of passive radiance healing. No radiance damage to the whole group. This could be pretty crazy. It also gives a lot of things for the protection. Like, you get a lot of damage reduction and you get a shit ton of just damage output. So this could be really strong. Like, so far, this is probably one of the strongest we have gone through. The rest of them are down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll be going through the rest of these. You can find them either on my channel or in the coming days. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next time.